Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Today I'm going to show you how to make these, they're going to be really quick, these little face wash scrubbies to take your makeup off or to wash your face with. They're made out of cotton, and you can just, use them and you can just keep rewashing them, keep reusing them. So, kind of eco-friendly, I guess. But they're real easy to make and they work real good for your face. So, let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, for this project, I'm going to be using Peaches and Cream. It's a 4-ply 100% cotton yarn. I would probably definitely try to use cotton if you can for these. And then I'm going to be using a size I 5.5mm crochet hook. Okay, you want to just start off with a slip knot. And you want to do a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then go ahead and slip stitch into the first stitch to form a ring. Just like that. And now chain 1. Now we're going to be working through the center of the ring. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the ring, and drop a loop. I'm going to yarn over again, go into the ring, drop a loop, yarn over, go into the ring, drop a loop. I did that 3 times. You should have 7 loops on your hook. You want to yarn over and go through all 7 loops. Just like that. And then you want to chain 1. And now we're going to do the same thing again. Yarn over, go in, drop a loop. You want to do that 3 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on my hook. Yarn over and go through all 7. Chain 1. And you might have to slide these little puff stitches over as you go. We're going to do a total of 6 of these puff stitches. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to yarn over and do another one. Do this 3 times. So that's 1, 2, and 3. 7 loops on my hook. Yarn over and go through all 7 loops. And then you chain 1. Okay, I'm going to slide these over. So I got 3 poof stitches so far, or puff stitches. I'm going to go again. Chain 1. That's 4. I'm going to go again, yarn over, go through the ring, do that 3 times, 2, 3, 7 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 7, chain 1, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go one more time, yarn over and go through the ring 3 times, 2, 3, yarn over and go through all 7 loops. Now you want to chain 1, and now we're going to slip stitch to close this right here in this little side stitch, kind of beside the puff. Just slip stitch into it like that, and that closes that round off. Now you can pull your tail and it should close up that center circle just a little bit like that. Now we're going to be working in these chain 1 spaces in between the puff stitches. So what I want to do now is slip stitch over to this space right here in between these two puff stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the top of this puff stitch. And then just go ahead and slip stitch right over directly into that space in between the puff stitches. And now I'm going to start again by chaining one. Now I'm going to do the puff stitches again, but I'm going to put 2 puff stitches in between each of these. So in this space, each one of these chain 1 spaces is going to be 2 puff stitches. So I'm going to yarn over and go in and drop a loop, and I'm going to do that 3 times just like before. And you'll have 7 loops on your hook again. Yarn over and go through all 7. And I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go back into that same spot and do another one. Just like that. Chain 1. So now we got 2 puff stitches in that spot. Now we're just going to jump directly over to the next chain 1 space in between these 2 puff stitches and put 2 more. So yarn over and make your puff stitch. Chain 1. Go back into that same spot. You can slide this puff over if you want and do another one. Like that. Chain 1. Now we're going to jump over to the next spot right here. Put 2 more puff stitches. Like that. Chain 1. Move to the next one right here in between these 2 and put 2 more. So that's kind of what I'm going to do the whole way around. Just put 2 puff stitches in each of the chain 1 spaces from the previous round. Move to the next one. These are real easy to make. Like that. Okay, I got one more spot here. Right here in between these 2. Okay, after you finish your last one, go ahead and do a chain 1. And then again, we're going to slip stitch into the side of this puff stitch. So that stitch right there. Go ahead and slip stitch into it. Oops. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to go around the whole piece with a row of single crochet just to make it look a little neater around the edges. So I'm going to chain 1, Now in the next stitch is right here into the top of this little puff stitch. I want to put 2 single crochets in that spot. 2 in the same stitch. So there's 1 and 2. Now the next spot is going to be in between these puff stitches. You just put 1 single crochet. And then the next spot is the top of this puff stitch. 2 single crochets. Okay, the next spot is right in between. Just put 1. And then the next spot on top of this puff, put 2 single crochets. Oops. And then the next one gets 1 single crochet. And in the next spot you get 2 single crochets. So that's the repeat all the way around. An easy way to remember is wherever you're working in top of the puff stitch, it gets 2 single crochets. And when you're working in between them right here, it's just 1. So go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way back around to the beginning. Okay, once you make it all the way back to the beginning, you want to slip stitch into the first, that chain 1 that you did in the very beginning. Might be kind of tight, but slip stitch into that. And then you can tie this off and hide your tail. So I'm going to go ahead and hide my tail real quick with this. Okay, once you get all your tails hidden, that's it. So there's 2. They're real easy. You can make like a little set of them. It'd be nice for a little gift. Make a big stack and keep them up in a jar on your bathroom counter. But I hope you enjoy my tutorial, and I hope you were able to follow along okay. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to come check me out on Facebook. I'll put a link to my Facebook page below in the description box. And until next time, have a good day.